This is Stories of an Athlete, okay, on the Motv network. Right here, I got Coach Darwin Shaw and I got Derek Glasper. So when you have this type of situation right here, this is basketball royalty to me, okay? My first question is, and I'm gonna say this to Derek first, okay? Top 5 New Britain basketball players, all time, okay?
That's a tough question. I'm going to have to say the top 5 all-time basketball players to me, and I'm going to keep it real, and I'm going to start in no particular order. I'm going to say Sean Jones, Sam Smith, Roosevelt Lee, to my recollection. I'm going to have to go with...
It's tough. There's so many. There's so many. There's so many.
I'm going to have to put Tip in there. And my last one, and it ain't no disrespect to nobody, but I mean, I'm gonna have to say my man, what's homeboy name? I got to see him play. He from New Britain High. What's his name? He went to Nah, he went to that community college out in he played for New Britain High.
What years probably?
I forgot his name. He was a guard. You coached him. He went to
I coached too many of them, man.
Williams, I think his last name was Williams. Might have not been Williams. He went to what's the community college out by like past Middletown?
Tunxus?
Nah.
Mattituck?
Nah.
Past Middletown.
Yeah.
Middletown.
We got to get
Albertus
back
Magnus?
to him.
Yes.
Darius
Watson. Darius Watson.
There
There
it
you
is.
go.
Okay.
That's my top 5 right there.
That's your
There
top
you go.
5.
Yeah, that's my top 5.
And then he got to defend those kind of guys. I mean, why would they be top 5?
That's a great question.
So Sean, Roe, Darius, Sam, and
You said Tip.
Tip. That's my top 5 all time coming out of New Britain.
So why
that I grew
Sean?
up with.
Why Sean one of your top 5?
Sean is my top 5 because Sean was somebody at one point I couldn't even step on the court with. So when I used to look at his game, he was somebody that I used to always go into the gym at the boys club when the summer leagues or the fall leagues or whatever was going on. I go in there to watch him go against Vic Maldonado. You know what I mean? Shout out to Vic.
Manchester.
You know what I'm saying? Manchester, exactly. Because I'm going to shout out everybody that was a baller. So when I would go in the gym to watch Sean, he'd be playing against certain dudes and he'd get busy. Like, I can't front. Like, he was coming down into the 360 reverse with the left hand before I saw Vince Carter do it. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's one of my top 5s. You know what I'm saying? And Roe, I seen Roe shatter a backboard. I mean, take a rim right off his whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and at one point, Roosevelt Lee was ranked ahead of LeBron James. So, as far as I'm concerned, you know, you got to put him in the top 5.
Facts.
You know, he got busy too. You know, Tip, URI, you know, he came up from, you know, the bottom and always did his thing. His dad had him in the gym, working him out. Sam, Oak Hill Academy, Ron Mercer, you know, Ron Slay, like, you know, Sam played at top, high school in the country at one point. You got to give him his respect.
Then Sam ended up at Hawaii.
And then he went to Hawaii, exactly. You know what I mean? And my man Darius, I'm only going to throw him in there because he was way a little after me, but still, I feel like I played against him at a certain point where I was like, okay, this kid was way nicer than where he went. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all them cats. That's my top 5.
Okay, Coach. I gotta ask you that same exact question.
Oh man, there's too many. But some of the names I'm probably gonna say,
Right.
you guys ain't even gonna know about, but you have heard of them. So I was asked this question from my man Eugene Robinson, God rest his soul, because I was on his podcast, you know, a couple months before he passed away, and I told him I can't give you like 5 guys because there's just too many players I've seen. But I'm gonna give you, you know,
We need
in
that
no
top-
order.
No, right.
I can't go with a 5, but I can go with a serious 6. if you want to
Okay.
take 6, but I can't go at
I'm
5.
gonna take 6. 6 cool.
But 6 I'll
take
just
6.
cut
I
it
can
there.
go with more,
and,
but
and
I just do my 5. But yeah.
yeah,
whatever.
cause no,
He can do
to be
6.
honest, I
Give
could
him
do
6.
20.
Give him, yeah,
and
give him
and you won't have
6.
an argument with any of the 20.
Yeah.
But the guys I go with are all gonna be all-staters, first team. And I start with, he already named Tip, but Tip's father
Nate.
was a legend. And I'm coming up, and if you was able to touch Tip's father, who averaged 35 with no three-pointers,
Word.
no three-pointers.
That's crazy.
Then you got my man Rich Leonard, straight out of Pinnacle Heights, All-American at Central, 2 years,
Right.
and played with, the greatest. And so Rich is there, then will come Rocket Rod Foster. I mean, Rocket Rod, we all grew up together, and Rod went from Aquinas to UCLA as a freshman, and they went to the championship game. 4 freshmen started for UCLA. Rod was Rod Foster, but he became the Rocket because Al McGuire, who was the color man, doing the commentating, never seen anyone on the court in college basketball history that was as fast as Rod Foster, so he named him the Rocket. So they lost to Louisville when they started, like I said, 4 freshmen, and the only senior UCLA had that year was Kiki Vandeweghe. So Rod was unbelievable. Rod averaged over 35 at Aquinas. He was that good, so I went with Nate, Rich, Rod. Now we'll get to some familiar names that you guys are in. Sean Dreekes, was, without a doubt, is arguably, and I put him in this category. I list Sean, Roosevelt, Tabucky. And everybody says Tabucky because Tabucky wasn't a basketball player. He was a great athlete.
Right.
But he took his great athletic ability. Not only was he the player of the year in football, when he came out in '93, he was the runner-up in basketball. New Haven Register.
That's true.
And guess who was the player of the year? Marcus Camby.
Jesus.
So Tabucky's all-state.
That's facts.
So Tabucky's all-state football,
That's facts.
all-state basketball. He's never going to be excluded out of any of my lists just because he was that good. From a talent standpoint, there's nobody that I saw that had more talent than Roosevelt at an early age.
Right.
Now, I had you as a student. I had Derek as a student. I knew you guys, and probably everybody you're going to bring on this platform.
Facts.
Remember, I knew you guys before anybody knew you were stars.
Period.
Because I seen it from 6th grade. I saw the development that all of you guys were going through before you became D. Glass, before you became Mo Humphrey. So now when you're running touchdowns at Berlin, I'm like, I saw that before all these people that's in the crowd. When Derek is scoring at EC and then goes to Plainville and everybody's like, man, he is so good. I saw that in middle school.
Beforehand, right.
So let's shift. So when Roosevelt came into my class. Roosevelt was a 7th grader.
Right.
And Roosevelt came into the class with Timberlands on, and we was in gym class, and he wanted to play. We was playing basketball, and he wanted to play, and the team was, they was playing full court, and I said, nah, you can't play. Now, I never saw Ro play at the time, but I heard of him in the city. So at about 5 minutes left in the class, I said, you can play now with the Tims. And Ro came down, and somebody gave him a pass, and he dunked the ball. Ro was in 7th grade, and I did one of these. And I didn't want him to see me because he was already getting all these accolades.
Right.
But as soon as the class ended, I said, hey, man, you got an upside, and you got to use this gift that you have and take it somewhere because you're gifted.
Right.
Now we get to Sean Dreekes. Sean was just incredible. So Derek just mentioned it. He went into the gym and he wanted to emulate some stuff Sean did. I saw Sean do.
Sean kicked me off the court a few times.
Yeah, I saw Sean do too much stuff.
You can't run with us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like real talk.
Yes.
He told me,
It's all about honesty.
We out on biddy. He like, yo, get off the court. You can't play with us, and that just made me want to work harder.
So the main thing with Sean was, not only could he shoot, He could jump. He could do anything you asked. But what was more impressive to me with Sean was his half-court game. Sean dunked more in the half court than I
100%.
ever saw anybody.
Yeah.
And Sean was dunking out off of sets. Now, a lot of guys was running up the court. They needed a fast break
Right.
to dunk the ball.
Get the momentum.
And yeah, they needed momentum. And I remember Tabaki.
Which I was one of those guys. When
That
I was
needed
in
the
my
momentum.
film, that's how I caught a lot of my dunks. Was on what you just said.
Right.
So what you're saying is true. And that's how I got a lot of my dunks, even like how I played.
Right.
He was somebody that definitely, it didn't matter in a set or in a fast break. He
Yep.
was piping on you, but
He just
more,
was going.
more in a set than anything else. And I never really caught dunks in sets. I got them in fast breaks where I was
Right.
coming down and I was
So I'll go right to Bucky. Bucky was a freshman. Bucky broke away in a game and he dunked the ball. You know, crowd goes crazy. Bucky Jones. And I made a bet with Bucky. I said, man, you know, you running out there and you just dunking. I said, do something different. I said, I'll bet you $5. And you can ask Buck when you have him on the platform. And when we was playing a game, Bucky was a sophomore and he broke away and everybody in the crowd was waiting for this regular one-hand dunk. And he reversed and did this. And he ran by the bench and he said, $5. That was our bet. And nobody knew what the 5 meant.
Right.
And that's when I knew. So like I said, Roe had the most talent. Sean, overall, I thought was a better player.
Say Sean
But to
overall,
Bucky,
to me, had everything. To me, I'll give it to my guy, Sean
Driekus.
Jones. You had it all, bro. I mean,
but
for me,
remember
you
what you
were-
said, Derek. You just said
keep it
that
100.
when Roe was
seen
ranked.
Roe do some shit.
Yep.
And I seen rankings, and I understand that rankings,
the rankings.
really ain't all what they are to be, because we can honestly clearly see that LeBron, Roosevelt, Lee. So with that being said, no
And the third
disrespect,
player was Amari Stoudemire.
100%. And look where guys went. So what
So-
I'm saying is, guys, take advantage of every opportunity you're allowed and awarded to. Don't take advantage of it. Just
Right.
difference.
And the thing is too, I mean, and I just want to talk about, you know, you said momentum and dunking and all that stuff. I get momentum, and it was one of those layups. I ain't dunking. You know what I'm saying?
So I just wanted to finish with those three. So Sean, although I think Roe was the most talented,
Right.
Sean I think was overall better than anyone because Sean could go inside, outside, and if I had to let them all play one-on-one, Bucky physically would beat them both up.
Right.
But if I had a referee in there,
But wait,
Bucky
are
would
we
foul
going
out.
live?
That's
Are
why
we going live?
Sean would
Are
win.
we going live? Because Bucky he wouldn't do that to me.
No, I said those
You
three.
can
I
ask
didn't
him.
say you.
And I piped on Roe, and I
Yeah.
got to a point where Sean couldn't step on the court with me where I bust.
Right.
So that's
I
the
thought
whole
it was
point.
unscripted.
No, it is.
We gotta
No,
ask-
we're not live. We're not
We
live
live. We
yet.
gotta ask that question.
we're not live yet.
We live.
We're
So
not-
you said
oh,
you
we
do
are?
what? You pipe
Oh,
on
my
him
bad.
and bust his what?
Oh, no, I
Okay,
did.
we go. Okay, so we'll
Oh,
have
no,
that.
I
You know
did.
Coach Sean
Okay,
don't
I did.
swear, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Oh, no, I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if I'm supposed to get up.
I've been
Hey,
trying to tell
hey,
Derek
guys,
to
I'm
pipe. You know what I'm saying?
sorry.
But
I know
But that's
we was
D
going
Glass.
live.
it's all good. It's all
Bro,
good.
you know I piped on you in the boys club. Everybody know it. And Sean used to kick me off the court. And you know what it is when I got to a certain point where I gave you the business. You couldn't do nothing with me.
Right. So let's just
But
go.
I give you your respect. I give Ro his respect, but y'all never gave me mine. And that's why I'm here to talk to y'all to let you know.
But you
put some
getting it
respect
now.
on
Well,
my
you
name
getting it
like
now.
I'm
You-
Birdman.
well, we gonna give you that respect, baby.
I give
We
y'all
gonna-
yours,
listen,
give
we
me
gonna-
mine.
we gonna give you that
You know what I'm
respect, baby.
saying?
It's
I
all
give y'all
good.
yours, give me mine.
We gonna
Y'all
give
know
you
what it
yours.
is.